fight, and IATSE sure as hell is not either.
Hell no.
And then although WGA and SAG-AFTRA had to strike last year to get what they needed, I'm here to tell the AMPTP, and they know it, and that's why they fear us the most, because IATSE and Teamsters together, if we don't get what we want, we will shut it fucking down day one. You are nothing moves without our crews. There is no reason you can't get the deal that you deserve, the rest that you deserve, the safety that you deserve. That's right. Now after COVID, during COVID, they wanted you all to go back to work. No problem. And you did it because you love your job and you'll do what it takes. But did you get compensated additionally for that? No. They wanted you to go right back to work as soon as when it's good for them. Now when it's good for you. And we are here to tell them that we are going to get everything that we've been fighting for the last several decades and then some to fix Hollywood. So the goal is to have a credible strike threat so we can go in there strong with the leverage at the bargaining table so we don't have to strike, because I know none of you want to. But we will if we have to, if the AMPTP needs to learn the last fucking lesson for all. And that is, we will shut them down for good. Now, are you all ready to fight?
Yeah!
I didn't quite hear you. Are you ready to fight?
Yeah!
It's no time to wait, let's fucking go!
She's right. They would love for us to feel fear, to continue to create uncertainty and sow division. We're not going to be afraid. We are certain about what we have to have, and we will not be divided. And if they can't divide us, they can't defeat us. I now have the great personal pleasure of introducing the General President of 1.4 million Teamsters.
Yeah!
Sean O'Brien's a fourth-generation Teamster out of Boston that knows what it takes to get it done. He also has been working together with the IA since he was in the field with Local 25 in Boston, working with our crews in New England and our stage Local 11 in Boston. Matter of fact, one of our guys still owes you a book. Ironically, that book's on Just Cause. And he promises he'll get it back to you. I wouldn't wait by the mailbox. Recently negotiated a historic deal with UPS for over 340,000 Teamsters. Most recently, a new agreement with Anheuser-Busch for over 5,000 Teamsters. And he stood up to a rodeo clown from Oklahoma on the floor of the U.S. Senate who thought he wanted to fuck around and find out. My money's on the guy that's worked for a living his entire life. And now it's my great pleasure to give you the General President of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Sean O'Brien. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. He said it exactly how I wrote it. Now look, I think we can all agree that we have a great opportunity in the film industry in California. I think we have a great opportunity to make certain that we keep reminding these employers, or as I like to refer to them, white-collar crime syndicate, why they are so successful. They are so successful because the men and women that go to work every single day behind the scenes make it happen. Now it's time, brothers and sisters, to make them aware that if they thought they had a fight last summer, they do not have anything. They can't even predict what's going to happen to them now. You think about this. Look at the motto, right? I can guarantee you on behalf of 1.4 million Teamsters, nothing like we proved last year with the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA and our brothers and sisters in the Teamsters Union led under the direction of Lindsay Dougherty. I was never so proud to see the courage and conviction of supporting our brothers and sisters at both respective unions. Because the one thing that is predictable with these companies, Because they're not that bright. You think they would have learned last year when they took on 2 strong unions? And those unions, like the rest of us, we don't have the deep pockets. We don't have the financing. But we've got intestinal fortitude. We got courage and conviction to take on the fight. And I think we all agree that we're desperate. And being desperate is great. Being desperate means that we don't care about consequences for our actions. We don't care about public relations. What we care about is making certain that our members who make these white-collar crime syndicates the success they are, it's not about what they're going to give us. It's about what we're going to demand and take moving forward. And
That's right. Yeah.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Now listen, we as Teamsters have proven over the last 2 years, and I have the great pleasure to work with our great General Secretary-Treasurer Fred Zuckerman, that Teamsters, no matter what industry, whether it's our fight or not our fight, are going to stand strong and negotiate and help to negotiate and help to get the best possible results for our members and their families. We did it at UPS when everybody said, you're not going to be able to unite 340,000 Teamsters. And as a result of having a plan, having a result of executing that plan, having a result of making certain that our members were mobilized, one vision, one mission to get the best contract in an industry. And what happened? We went out there and we made certain that we exposed Wall Street for how greedy they are. We made certain we went out and exposed the brand that was trying to destroy our members who provided goods and services like yourself through our toughest times of pandemic. We attacked them. We attacked them on the street. We had credible arguments. We had picketing every single day towards the expiration date of that contract. We demonstrated through unity, solidarity, and support that it was no longer going to be about Wall Street. It was going to be about Main Street. And I'm proud to say the threat of a strike is sometimes more effective than the actual strike. And we got a $30 billion settlement.
Right.
We got job security, and we've got the industry-leading contract, and we're going to do the same here. Now, we can take the path of least resistance and go to the table and go through status quo. Status quo does not work. We need to make certain one thing, that whether you're artsy or any of the other trades, that we are united, one mission, one direction. And as someone said, I'm a 4th-generation Teamster, and I'm very passionate about this organization. Matter of fact, we should all be passionate about our respective organizations. Yeah. The one thing that's important, I learned around a dinner table, that we can have our disagreements, we can have our debate, we can have tremendous arguments, but when we leave that dinner table and we walk out that front door, we have to define who that common enemy is. And that common enemy is the studios, private equity, and anybody else that doesn't want to reward the people like yourselves the best contract in the industry. And we are not afraid to strike. If these greedy corporations, whether it's Amazon, Netflix, Sony, or any of them out, Disney, if they choose not to reward our members, they are putting themselves on strike, and we will put them on their back, on their knees, begging for mercy. Now look,
That's right.
we can talk tough all we want, but we are only tough as the army that we have behind us. You have to make a commitment every single day. You know, someone asked me, is it tough to take people out on strike? Absolutely, it's tough. Is it necessary? Absolutely. Now, there's an analogy. What's the difference between a coward and a warrior? A warrior and a coward feel the same fear when they're going to battle. What separates the two is the warrior is willing to do whatever it takes to get that positive end result. And we are warriors. You are warriors. We're ready to take on this fight.
Yeah.
Now, we have great leaders on this stage, you heard great support from the politicians. You heard great support from the general public. Now it's up to you to give us the courage and conviction, the intestinal fortitude to go out there every single day between now and the expiration date of this contract. And I will say this from the Teamsters, because although she might think she's a boss lady, that's the only, I don't answer to her. But anyways, not in public anyways. I'll pay for that later. I will say this, every single union that is involved right now needs to make a commitment that they're willing to do whatever it takes to get the industry-leading contract, and also make certain we all make a commitment as leaders of our great unions that if we do not have a contract prior to the expiration date, we will withhold our labor until these companies come back and give us demands that we put forth on behalf of the rank and file members. And also,
That's right.
on behalf of 1.4 million Teamsters, and we have a $300+ million strike and defense fund, so we are not compromised on supporting our members through this tough times if these companies choose to strike themselves. But I also have a message for all of Hollywood. We have the ability, because we are so diverse in our membership, we deliver food to the sets, we pick up trash to the sets, we deliver porta potties to the sets. We control commerce on these sets from the Teamsters end of it. And I can commit to you, whether it's right or wrong, legal or not legal, we will make certain, like we did last summer, that no Teamster crosses picket lines moving forward.
That's right. That's right.
Have a message for these white-collar crime syndicates known as the studios, that when you fuck with the Teamsters or any other union, it's a full contact sport. Put your helmets on and buckle your chin straps. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our General President, Sean O'Brien. I have two bosses in this lifetime, and that's Sean O'Brien and Fred Zuckerman, our General Secretary-Treasurer. Thank you so much for being here. And I gotta say, we could not have gotten through last year without the two of them and their support for all of our Teamster members. We have 15,000 Teamsters that work in the industry nationwide and in Canada. Now before we move on to our last speaker, I do want to acknowledge all the IATSE locals that are here and their principal officers.